Yo, bendición. El Conquistador back with another video. This one's simple. If every time you get a reading with somebody, be it Ifa with the Equile, because the Ikin is only for special occasions, so Equile, Oquile, whatever, or with a Santero with the Erendilogum, the cowrie shells, regardless of which one you go to, if each time you get a reading, you have to receive something or someone, then there's an issue. I'm not speaking on the person's knowledge or their capacity. They can be, great at what they do, but I mean, how many people are amazing at what they do and they live off the shit, so they're always trying to pay their bills. So I say that because there is an ebo for everything. And I was speaking to a Babala friend of mine. Shout out to Baba Victor out there in Chicago. Look him up. Victor, Chicago. Really cool, down-to-earth guy. And he was saying something that has always stuck with me. This was maybe a year ago. And he said, Julio, there is an ebo for everything. For every odu, there is a corresponding ebo to bring solution to whatever ailment or issue or affliction an individual is going through. This is in response to me saying, why is it that every time a person go to see a babalao, the solution is never a bowl? The solution is never something simple or basic. It's always mano de orula. That's the solution for everything. I got in a car crash, you gotta get mano de orula. My health is shit, you gotta get mano de orula. You're getting cheated on, mano de orula is gonna clear that up. It's just the super cure, the super solution for everything. Even though mano de orula, I don't know what that has to do with you're like, oh, I'm having some money issues. Mano de orula, everything says mano de orula for everything. It doesn't make sense. And I was telling this to my Babalao friend, and he said, Julio, unfortunately, that's what a lot of Babalaos do these days. But the fact of the matter is, there is an ebo for every single odu. Okay? So receiving another santo, because I guess the others that you got, if I went to a Babalao right now, other than Victor, there's a 99% chance I would be told, oh, it says here in this odu, you gotta get Marulula. Every single odu. All 256 odu says you gotta get mano de orula for your issue. You're in Osobo, you gotta get mano de orula. You're already there, you wanna stay today, you gotta get mano de orula. And he said, unfortunately, that's how it is these days, but there's a corresponding ebo for everything. And it can be simple. No one ever says, hey, it says here that you can give obiomitutu, give a coconut and water. Is that acceptable? Is that eboada? Yes or no? Let's say you gotta do ebochure. Ebochure is where you give, it's a kind of a bowl where you take raw food, you could take freaking peanuts and coffee and just things you find in your cabinetry, and you clean yourself with that every day and you put it to the santo. You have to do maybe certain baths, ebomisi. The point is simple things, simple eboses, simple adimuses that you can give. Oh, it says here, Chango would accept if you made him amala. Or Yemaya is gonna fix this issue for you and give her a plate of fried plátano maduro with some molasses on top. Something simple. No, the solution is always mano de orula. The solution, if we're going to talk Santero, the solution, you got to receive this santo. You got to receive that santo. So what the hell? Why do I got all these what are all these santos doing in my house if none of them are going to be able to solve the issue? Not a single one of them standing up because I got a lot. I got, by the time I got to my ebometa, in my ebometa, I received Ogan, Agayu, Oba, Ochosi, Fundamento, Ogun Cuatro Pata. You're telling me nobody's standing up in my defense, but I gotta receive another santo. I can't work with what I already have. but I gotta receive freaking Ileabata, freaking Odua, somebody, I don't know. I gotta give somebody cuatro pata because of coconut and water. You couldn't start with coconut and water. You had to start with 4 legs, or the famous mano de rula, where you gotta receive a whole santo, cuatro pata, querita, and all this. Come on. I remember when I got, this was years ago, maybe like 5 years ago or so. I've only had correspondence with one Babalao, other than Baba Victor, years ago before I even knew Victor. The Babalao that I got my mano de rula with. And the solution, I came in the day of the reading, I don't remember what the hell the damn reading said. But I came in the day, and I was told, if you want to keep the ide, you gotta give El Igua a goat. I didn't know better. And I was like, but I remember at the reading, I was like, is there nothing simpler to ask? I said, is it like even a chicken or fruit, something? Is there some kind of a bowl to keep this ide that doesn't involve a 4-legged animal giving El Igua a damn goat? And I'm not even crowned. At this point, I'm only 2 years old in Santo. So at this point, you know, this was 3 years before I would even make Santo at all. They said, oh no, in this Odu, you gotta give El Igua a go. $600 later, I gave the El Igua a go. What it did for me, I don't know. My life was good. I was in Ide, I was good, I was working, so nothing changed. So, I mean, I guess it kept the Ide, it did what it was supposed to do. But you get my point, it wasn't, hey, you know, to keep this Ide, you want to stay, if you want to stay yale with the Ide, whatever, give El Igua, give him a coconut and some water. Give him, you know, take some candy to a crossroads, clean yourself, leave a cigar at a crossroads or something for El Igua or wherever it is he takes it. Something simple. No, I had to give a whole goat, a $600 goat. And I did it, I was naive. So the solution is always something crazy. But I tell you, friends, I tell you, corresponding ebo for everything, for every odu, there is a corresponding ebo that it may be the solution is you have to receive this santo. You have to give cuatro pata, meaning 4 legs, a goat, you know, a sheep, whatever, if it's a ram, for chango, whatever. That may be the solution. But before you get to those, like asking, oh, is making ocha the solution? Is making ifa the solution? Is receiving this grand santo the solution? Receiving asojano for freaking almost $10,000, is that the solution? There are also smaller eboses that can and should be asked before asking, should you receive asojano for $10,000? Should you make ifa for $20,000? Should you make ocha for $12,000? Should you receive the santo fundamento? Should you receive ochosi cuatro pata with you know, for $1,500 or receive whoever, you know? Before you get up there, there are eboses within that odu, whatever odu it happens to be. I don't care what it is. Before you get up here, way down here, in that odu should and does speak, hey, maybe there's fruit or some kind of, sometimes it's just prayer. Sometimes it's something, the solution, the lariche, the solution, the remedy is the santo saying that he or she wants you to sit in front of him or her, light a candle and pray. Pray every day, 16 days, 8 days, 21 days, and just pray and give him your attention, and you just speak your mind to the santo. It can be that simple. That exists. I can't remember exactly what that particular lariche is called. You know, there's ebo misi baths, ebo chure with cleaning yourself with food. Aladimu is food, but there's a difference between adimu and aladimu. Off the top of the head, I can't recall. But there are very, very simple ones where you go, are you serious? So you're saying the solution is way up here. The solution is make santo, stat, make ifa, stat, receive ochosi, oba, freaking asojano, cuatro pata, receive this grand $1,000s ceremony. But you're telling me in that same Odu speaks of ebochure, and that would give me the same results, the same solution, the same lariche, the same remedy, except it's a hell of a lot cheaper. You're telling me I could have done ebochure and I could have taken cornflakes, coffee, sugar, and do different things every day for like 7 days. Take a little bit of coffee, put it in each hand, clean myself, put it in front of the santo, and for 7 days, next day I'm gonna take some cornflakes. Next day some Cheerios, because that's all I got. Next day some popcorn. Cheap things. You're telling me that was an option the entire time? That's what I'm talking about. So there is an ebo for every single Odu. I'm not saying that the solution to whatever thing you're going through, whatever osobo that you're going through, or whatever the Odu speaks of, so I'll use myself as an example. I'm not saying that, okay, maybe in that particular Odu, it says here, you give a goat and a guat to keep your ide. I'm not denying that, because I don't know what the hell the damn letter was. That very well might be true. But, I mean, I wasn't even crowned, so why the hell I have no business giving a damn goat to Elegua unless it's a super emergency. I didn't come out and friggin', I don't know, whatever speaks of super darkness and death is impending on you. No, I came out every day and life was good. I was working, regular job, whatever. So, but you're not telling me like there's literally nothing else. There was nothing else that could have been done to keep this idea. Not water, not a coconut, not 2 coconuts. Clean myself and give it to him and put a little prayer. No, it has to be $600 goat for Elegua. Yeah, there is a solution in every single Odu. All 256. There is an ebo. The irony is the people that continue to just be like, you gotta receive this and receive that, and you're like, how come every time I come here I gotta receive some shit? I can't work with what I have, everything I have. And I can't do nothing with them? I gotta just keep adding? That's the irony. The irony is, I'm sure that if they're as knowledgeable as they come off as, I'm sure they know tons of eboses. Instead of giving a goat to Ochun, you couldn't ask if she wanted some ochinchin, some freaking scrambled eggs and shrimp for $20. No, we had to throw a fundamento to Ochun to solve my issue. You had to ask that first. You couldn't ask if ochinchin or something I could make at home, some homemade flan, some coconut and water basic obi tutu. You couldn't ask that first. You had to ask my head, is the fundamento to Ochun going to solve this issue? Even though in that same Odu, it also speaks of, well, why don't you try ochinchin? Why don't you ask about that? Why don't you ask about obi tutu? Why don't you ask, give me something basic and simple? No, it's unfortunate. So that's the lesson for today, guys. I would say if by the third time you go to someone and you really like them and they're the real deal and everything, but the first time you were told, you got to receive this, you got to do this, you got to get Maro del Lula, you got to do this, you got to receive this santo, you got to receive your warriors, your necklaces. The second time you go, it's the same thing. You got to receive, you went from Maro del Lula, now you got your now you got to get your teja de egum because your egum's standing up. Or you go to Santeria, now you went from your necklaces, now you got to get your warriors. Or now you got to get your ologum, your ibegi. You got to get freaking santo lavao. If by the third time you get a reading and you still got to receive something, I would say, not speaking on the person's intelligence of what they know, but I would say, think about red flags, because you don't want to be someone's piggy bank, always paying someone's bills. You do not want to be that. If by the third time they're telling you got to receive something, then perhaps keep shut and say, okay, thank you. You've given me a lot to think about. I'll get back to you. Thank you. And if you feel like you need to run for the hills and wash your hands of that and say, no, I'm not doing this. This is the third time I come here and I'm told I got to receive something, even though I got all these santos and I can't even work with what I have, because no one gives eboses. They just give, you got to throw a fundamento, a full tambor for $10,000. You gotta receive freaking cuatro patas. You gotta receive this and do that. Shit's expensive. And I say that with all due respect. It's like, Risha shit. No, things are expensive these days. So by the third time you're getting a person telling you that you got to receive this and this and that and this and that, even though you're like, what the hell? How am I going to have money issues? But my solution for my money issues is to receive a $1,500 Mano de Arula. How am I going to have money issues, but my solution is, oh, it says here you got to receive Asohano. Where am I going to pull $10,000 out of my ass? That's what I'm talking about. So let me know in the comments, and everybody else know who watches, your personal experiences with this particular topic. Peace.